rent you own. Now, anyone here to know what the rent you own means? I know one, but didn't put the hand up. That's all good. Okay, great.
I think it's something to do with you rent the house and the rent becomes part of your deposit to purchase the place.
Yeah,
Right?
you got it. Yeah. Simple. The rent you own basically is just a lease with an option to buy. There's only two legal paperwork. Now, the residential lease, anyone here would know the residential lease, do you? And the residential lease is to give you a right to live in the house and pay the rent you own payment. That's simple. And the second one is the option. The option is basically just a right to buy the property. If the property price, say $300,000, is locked in today, say if you got anyone who wants you on their own home to the rent to buy, and they, even if they can't get the loan from the bank or they not enough deposit or whatever reason they can't get the loan, when we give it to them, the price is locked in today. So we give them 3 to 5 years. If the property from $300,000 today and it gone up to $350,000 in 3 years, guess what? $300,000 is what all they have to pay. And they move in straight away. Usually will take about 2 to 4 weeks to do the paperwork. Sometimes if everything ready, could be 2 weeks. So they can move in. There's no others like settlements or waiting for approval from the bank or anything. And also give them the right to renovate it. They can do anything that they want, except knock the house down. So every time I tell them that just don't knock the house down. So because it decrease the value of the property, but they can do anything else, even to sell it. Most of the people that using this one for renovate it and then sell it, it's a bad way to use the rent to buy. And they pay 1% higher than the standard bank rate, which is the rent to buy repayment. They just pay 1% with whatever later on when you guys get the loan for us. Then whatever you get for say 7%, then we sell it for them on 8%. That's upfront, and we'll tell them later on. And time usually from 1 to 5 years, depend on, say you see a client and they not able to get the loan due to whatever reason is up there, then you will look at it and so it takes them 1 or 2 years to save enough for deposit or to be bank ready. Then what we could do is we would give them say 3 years, so another year for them to get a bit more time. So benefit for the rent you own. So when you go out and you talk to the client later on, say they ask about a rent you own, what in it for me, then there's a whole bunch of benefit there for them. Of course, there's no loan needed at first, and the special circumstances, it's got anything, there's no problem. We prove that there's no problem, as long as they comfortable to pay for their repayment, and as long as they commit to own their own home. The price is locked in. Any rises value is buyer to keep. They can move straight in, as you can see. Deposit usually about 3 to 5% at a minimum. If they don't have any deposit, then we use them on a own rent saving program. No stamp duty or mortgage insurance. Now, someone who wants to own their own home, even if they have 10% deposit, if a $400,000, if the mortgage insurance, how much is that cost to, does anyone know the $400,000 for mortgage insurance? 17, did you say? 7 or 8,000, yeah. And the, just suppose they have to pay the stamp duty for $400,000, how much is that roughly?
14, 15.
14, yeah, 14 plus 27, so around $20,000. So the benefit for them for rent to buy is they don't have to come up with that. That is a lot of money for a lot of people. And the other one is the bill credit history. Now, if someone have a credit impairment or they have no credit, what we do is we build the credit for them. And how we do it? How we do it, we say we give them 2 years. And during that 2 years is we say they pay us $500 a week. And later on, in 2 years' time, we'll print out the whole statement and hand it to you. So they have a history of paying us at a lender on time, every time, for 2 years. Does that help you to give to the lender? If someone says after 2 years they have enough 10%, they have good credit history, and also they have a payment history as well, does that help you to get the loan for them? Okay. Let's go over an example of Lisa and Paul. Lisa and Paul making great income. He worked at a manager's in CRS company, and his wife also had a part-time business. They're doing a newspaper deliveries business. They didn't have a lot of deposits. They got very, very small, and also the credit is need to be fixed. It take about a couple of years. Now they came to us after they freak out because they went to 12 different houses to apply for rental property. And when they inspect the property, there's another 30 family was there trying to get a rental property as well. And nobody out of the 12, none of the real agents called them back to get the loan, get the application for them. And the reason is they got 6 children, they got a dog and a donkey. Now, if you are a landlord, would you want to give a property for you to these people? Most of people usually not.
No, not with 6 kids.
Yeah, because the age from 1 to 12. Yeah, so their moms really freak out. So it's Christmas coming. And after that, their mom could follow us on the internet. And I came down and actually assessed his situation and see, okay, how much you earn, can you afford it? How much you got to have to put down to work on their own home. And they're making great money. I can see that they show all the paperwork. They can easily make a payment. The only problem that they have is the credit impairment as well as the deposit. So we actually decided to give them a house within 5 weeks. We give them actually 4-bedroom house, brick home, fully renovated, right in front of the park. And there is Harvey Campbell. And we give them actually 3 years. If we need it more, I can give it to 5. Also, we're going to build a credit history by, as I said to you before, the on time, every time, for the last 2 years. And they actually refinance ready for 2 years after that. And with that person, if they didn't come to see us, I'm sure that they're still somewhere out there and trying to rent a place. So that is rent your own.